Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries Workout Style. And in this edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries, today we're going to talk about how you can get a more defined arm. The reason why I'm doing this video, by the way, guys, is because both atheists and Christians alike have asked me to do a video about this. They see me doing the push-ups and the rap videos. They see me, doing some things sometimes when I'm being goofy in these hangouts sometimes. So they asked me to to put something together so that you guys can learn how to have a little bit more defined arms. So in this particular video, I'm going to talk about what you can do to have more cut and defined arms without using any weights. All right. First and foremost, before we do anything, there's something that you got to understand. Before you do any workout activity or anything like that, yes, you need to go see a doctor and get their advice. Now that I got that boring mess out the way, I want to let you guys know that you have to make a decision that this is something that you want to do. It cannot be done via manipulation. It can't be something that is done because of peer pressure or because you want to impress somebody. This is something that you have to decide to do on your own. Okay? And if you don't decide to do this on your own, then none of this is actually going to be worth it. Because you're only going to do it for a little while, and if people ain't giving you the attention that you want, you're going to stop. So you have to make the decision that this is something that you want to do. And the hardest thing to do out of everything I'm going to show you today, the hardest thing out of everything I'm going to show you today, is the fact that you have to make a decision that this is something that you want to do, that this is something that you want for yourself. Okay? Now, before you start any kind of a workout session, the most important thing for you to do after you make your decision that this is something that you want to do is that you have to stretch. Now, you have to understand something. You have three muscles behind your arms called the triceps. Okay? You have two muscles in front of your arms called the bicep. But when you're doing these push-ups, you're also going to be working your forearms, front and back. You're going to be working your wrist, depending on the type of variations of push-ups you're going to be doing. You're going to be working your chest. You're going to be working a portion of your back. As a matter of fact, the push-up is considered the ultimate upper body workout for you. So I'm going to show you some of the stretches I do. I don't necessarily stretch all of these necessarily individually, but let me just show you one of the things that I do. What I like to do is take my arm and I keep it straight. Then I bring it up like this, and I take my hand and I bring it down like this, where it's being pushed back towards my belly. Okay, but my arm is fully straight. My arm is straight, pointing forward, and I'm going to do this for about 15 seconds. All right? Then I'm going to do it on the other arm. Turn around so you guys can see this. Take your arm straight. Take your hand, bring it back, and then just stretch. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Anybody can do these exercises that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you different variations for those of you if you've never done this before. So you want to do this for about 15 seconds. And the reason why you want to stretch is because you don't want to hurt yourself. Okay? You don't want to, because a lot of times if you never worked out before, you'll get lactic acid in your arms, and the next day, while you might not feel it right then and there, you're going to feel some soreness in your arms tomorrow. Okay? So the other exercise that I do is I take my hands in the back here. I grab them like this to show you. But I do it from behind me. And I extend my arms back like this. And I try to go as high as I can. Okay? And I try to do this when I'm not doing this on camera, obviously. I like to do this for about a minute, if possible. But this exercise stretches your forearms, your biceps, and your triceps, and some of your shoulders. A little bit of your shoulders. So you want to do this for about a minute before you start doing any push-ups. You don't want to hurt yourself. Okay? So after that, you want to stretch your shoulders because these things are going to work when you do these push-ups. Okay? Take your arm, put your arm underneath like this. Okay? Put it around like this. Make sure that you're feeling the stretch in your arm right here. You don't want to feel pain or nothing like that, but you want to know that you're stretching your shoulder muscle. Okay? And just like your triceps, you have the front part of your shoulder muscle, the back part of your shoulder muscle, and you have the side parts of your shoulder muscles. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to hold this stretch, if you can, for about 15 to 30 seconds. Okay? And do the same thing with the same arm. Straight like this, put the arm underneath, bring it over like this until you feel the stretch in your arm here. And this is going to help prevent an injury when you're doing this. Because sometimes you might do this, you might pull a muscle or something can happen where you can't pick something up, especially if you're not used to doing push-ups. Okay? And after that, you should be loose. Some of the things that you can do besides stretch is you can warm your shoulders up by doing shoulder rolls. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Take your shoulders and you do this, going backwards. Okay? Just to warm them up for what you're getting ready to do. Okay? And then you can go forward 10 times. Okay? Now, some of you are probably laughing at this, but you got to understand something. Doing push-ups alone won't necessarily get you cut. Some people have a lot of body fat in their arms. And what this encourages is, this actually encourages your body burning calories and actually using the fat muscles, the fat deposits that are actually in those areas. Something you want to know, that the more muscle that you have in your body, the quicker the fat in your body will burn. So let's take a look at some of the exercises that you guys can do to have more cut arms. Yeah, so real quick, just to let you guys know about these push-ups. Some people love push-ups and some people hate them. Believe it or not, I'm not a real big fan of push-ups. I don't like doing them that often. I would rather actually deal with weights. So, but because I was asked to do this, I'm going to show you guys some different push-up variations that you can do that it gets you the cut that you want in your shoulders, you know, so people can know the difference between your biceps and your triceps, and that you can get more definition. And your arms will be strong enough for you to play, you know, vigorous basketball games, to be able to get in vigorous sports, or whatever you need upper body strength for without using weights. And sometimes people just don't got time to go to the gym. They only have about a half an hour to eat breakfast and maybe do a quick workout, then go to work. And push-ups is a good way to do it. Okay, so let's get started. Now, I want to make sure I do this in the front so that you guys can see this, okay? If you do them wide, you're going to be working more of the outside of your shoulders. But if you do them in, you're going to be working more of the inside of your chest, and the inside of your shoulders. So what I recommend is that you just do not shoulder width. That you do, I don't know how to describe it, but like maybe here, like waist bar in the beginning, like this. And what you want to do is, and I'm going to turn around so that you guys can see my buttocks and you guys can see my legs. But you want to make sure that you got a perfect line going down. Okay, you don't want your back coming in like this, like some people like to do. You don't want to be leaning in like this and whatnot. Okay, you want to make sure that your legs and everything is lined up properly, straight. Okay, we're gonna do about 5 of these, but when you're doing these on your own, you want to start off doing 10 of these. Okay, and then you want to take a break in between, and I'll explain why in a minute. So let's do 5, and I'll show you how low you should go. Okay, don't let your chest touch the ground. Okay, and concentrate on what you're doing. Don't think about, I can't wait to get this over with. There's only 2 more to go anyway, okay? Make sure you're always breathing. I'll do 1 more. 5 is kind of easy, okay? Now, every time you finish doing a set of push-ups, if all you're going to do is push-ups, make sure you rest for at least 2 to 3 minutes in between these workouts, especially if you're not used to doing these. Because what will eventually happen, some of you 10 may be a lot. Some of you are laughing at 10. Some of you are thinking like 20, 30, 40, 50 push-ups. But if you got bony arms and you're not used to doing push-ups, you might want to get used to this before you spend a whole lot of time like doing these kind of exercises. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to the side here for a moment. And I'm going to make my arms a little bit wider so that you guys can get a better idea on how your back should be, on how your legs should be, so that you guys can get an idea of how to do these push-ups properly, okay? So I'm going to do my arms a little bit wider this time, okay? Okay? And what you can do is, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, so try to come over here a little bit, okay? You see my legs? They're straight. My spine is straight. I'm not cheating. I'm not coming in like this. Keep it straight. Keep your arms straight. And again, I'm going to do about 5 to 6 of these, but when you're doing these in the beginning, you want to do about 10 if you've never done these before, okay? So let's start. 1, 2, 3, almost done. 4, 5, 1 more, 6. Okay? So again, in between, you want to rest your arms, because what you're going to notice when you're doing these is you're going to feel this in your triceps. You're really going to feel it in your shoulders. So you want to give them an opportunity to recover from what you're doing. Now I'm going to show you guys some different variations of push-ups that you can do to help you get more cuts, maybe even get some broader shoulders, more athletic looking shoulders, so that you guys can accomplish what it is that you're trying to accomplish Now, guys, in this variation of the push-ups, we're actually going to elevate our feet a little bit. So I'm going to turn my camera around so that you guys can see what I'm talking about here, okay? You'll see these benches here, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my camera like right here so you guys can see it. Because I want you guys to see my feet. You see this thing here behind me? I'm going to put my feet up here. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other push-ups, okay? I'm going to do about 5 or 6 of them, okay? Put my feet up here. Now, this is going to work more of your chest and your shoulders more than some of the other workouts, okay? So let me make sure that you guys can see this because this is important, okay? Make sure your feet is on there. This is going to work your shoulders a little bit harder, and it's a little bit more of an advanced push-up. But this is just for those of you out there who are kind of used to doing these and you want more of a challenge with your push-ups, okay? So put your feet up here on top of the view here, okay? Okay, and then same way, you keep everything straight. And we're going to do about 5 of these, okay? And then we'll go on to the next exercise. 1, 2, 3, almost finished. 4, 5. And just like that, you're done. Okay? So if you elevate your feet up here, you're really going to feel it in your shoulders. And you're going to feel a little bit less in your triceps. But ultimately, it's going to help your arms to get stronger. You're going to get more cut. Now, push-ups are great, guys. Push-ups, again, will work your chest. It will work your biceps. It will work your triceps. It will work your shoulders. It'll work all your upper body muscles, believe it or not. Even some of your stomach a little bit. You'll be surprised. Especially if you combine it with things like planks and stuff like that. If you do different variations of push-ups, you can get your wrists to be stronger. You can get your fingers to be stronger. You can get your hands to be stronger. You can get your entire upper body to be a little stronger than what it is now. But the most important thing, it will get you cut. And people will see the definition. People will be able to see the work. Or rather, you'll be able to see the work that you put in to these particular workouts. Now, what I'm going to show you now is something that complements the push-up. They're known as dips. I like doing these when I'm doing push-ups, especially when I feel like dealing with weights and when I'm training for a marathon, simply because it helps keep my arms strong when I'm doing this motion here, okay? And it prevents me from having to, curl 40 and 50-pound dumbbells, okay? So I'm going to show you what a dip is in a minute. What you do is basically, I'm going to bring the camera here for a moment so you can see. You put your hands here in the back like this, okay? Now, I can pick a more elevated spot, and I probably will for the next set, okay? Then I'm going to show you guys. But you want to pick your butt off the ground like this. Feet like this, okay, guys? What you want to do is you want to push down. And this is really going to work those triceps, guys. So like this, see? Now, I know some of you saw my butt touch the ground. But I'm used to using something a little bit more elevated, and I'm going to use something in a minute to show you what I'm talking about. But these are kind of like doing push-ups too. But they're really going to work the tricep muscle. Let me let you guys get a better look at what I'm doing here so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm going to show you how my arms look when I'm doing these dips. Okay? Try to move as close to the camera as I can. We'll do a couple of them. Just watch. You'll see. I like to do about 20 to 30 of these. About 3 sets of them. Really helps my triceps get stronger. Get some more cut. Alright? Silly me, I almost forgot to tell you guys about the water. You want to make sure you always got water with you because you'll get dehydrated fast doing these exercises. Okay? So, I'm just going to take me a little drink. Always good to sip on water when you're working out. Now, I don't know if you notice here, but this is a lot more elevated than the last workout I did. Now, you can actually put your feet on something like this, but I recommend if you've never done any push-ups before, that you do the easy ones first before you try to put your feet on something like this and do push-ups. Or you'll suffer the consequences the next day when you wake up in the morning. But you can do dips on this too. I'm going to show you what I mean in a minute, okay? Same thing, guys. Same principle. You put your hands like this on here. Stretch your feet out like this, okay? And then you just come down. Okay? And you do about 20 or 30 of these. Okay? It's a phenomenal workout. And this will challenge your triceps if you're not used to working them out. Okay? A more advanced workout is you can actually put a chair in front of you. Okay? And you can put your feet on the chair. or if you can get a bench and the bench, what you can actually do is you can do the dips, and then it'll really isolate the tricep muscles, and it'll really give them a good workout. Now, I'm going to show you guys one final workout, and then we're going to wrap this up. Now, guys, after you finish drinking your water, after you finish doing your different exercises, let's say hypothetically speaking, you don't got a lot of time. You don't got time to do like 5 sets of these push-ups. You don't got time to take to take breaks in between with what you're doing. So what I recommend that you do is something called a superset. A superset is when you take 2 workouts that works similar muscles, if not the same muscle, and stress those muscles to the point of fatigue. Okay? When you're doing that, you're guaranteeing that the muscle fibers are being broke down so that your body is forced to make new muscles. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to combine what we did with the push-ups and what we're doing with the dips, so that you guys can be motivated to do something like this on your own. So I'll show you right now. I'm going to do 5 push-ups, and then I'm going to do 5 of these. And it's pretty much going to be a superset, okay? What you want to do is you want to get the proper form that you want. You can, whether or not you want to use your fist, fingers, when you use your palms face down, just set yourself up. Let me do this so you guys can see this. Hold on. Set yourself up. Oh man, I got a cameraman next time. Okay, and remember, you want to do your push-ups and you want to do them right. Okay, so that you don't got to keep doing these. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and immediately after this, with no rest, literally no rest, you want to go straight into your dips immediately. Okay, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I only showed you guys 5, but if you do them in 20s, trust me, you'll see the workout value at what I'm showing you right now. Now, these will eventually become easy, okay? After about a week or 2 of doing this, or after your first month. This might become something that's not challenging you. Then what you can do is something called a triset, where what you can do is you can do your, and I guess in this example, you do your 5 push-ups, you do your 5 dips, and then you find another workout. Maybe you can get like a light 10-pound weight or a 15-pound weight, and you can do triceps kickbacks, which I'll show you guys in another video. What's that all about? But for those of you who know what I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure you get to the legits. So, guys, what we learned today, the very first thing that you gotta learn to do is you gotta get started. You have to make a decision to do this for yourself and not to look good in front of other people. When you make a decision to do it for yourself, it doesn't matter if somebody wants to go out and work out with you or not. It won't matter whether or not you feel like it or not. The point is, you'll be able to motivate yourself to get out of bed to actually do these particular things. Okay. The second thing that you want to do is that you want to stretch. You want to make sure you spend some quality time stretching, because you know when you do these push-ups, you're gonna be working a lot of your upper body. Okay. As a matter of fact, when I finish this video, I'm gonna start doing some stretches again to make sure I don't get no lactic acid in my arms. I don't get no soreness. So after you do that, you want to do your push-ups. You want to vary. You want to be wide sometimes. Sometimes you want to bring it in. Maybe you do 2 wide. Okay, then take a break. Then 2 sets of 10 wide, 2 sets of 10 in, and then 2 sets in what we would call a diamond push-up. Okay, that will really work the inner part of your chest, the medial part of your triceps. And if you combine that with the dips, guys, you will save yourself a lot of time. You won't have to do like 500 push-ups to get cut arms, okay? And remember, don't be afraid to do shoulder shrugs, okay? And things like this to get your shoulders a little bit warmed up, because it encourages your body to burn fat, okay? And the less fat you got, the more definition you're going to have when your body starts developing these muscles in your arms. So I hope some of you got something from this. I hope some of you know what I do on my free time when I'm out here working out. Again, I only use the example of 5 because I don't want nobody going out there hurting themselves. If you know about push-ups, I would recommend you do like somewhere between 10 and 20. And you don't really need to do more if all you want to do is get cut. But if you want to get buff and big, you're going to have to use weights to some degree. And until next time, guys, this has been another edition of Pushups to the Choir Ministries. If you guys like this kind of a video, simply make a request again for a particular body part. I would love to show you guys how I actually train for my marathon when I'm not in the gym. I would love to be able to show you guys what I do for my abs, what I do for my back, and various different parts of my workout regimen. So Till next time, guys, it's been another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries, telling all of you out there to read your Bible and do what it says. And work out. It's good for you.